Now, an author's written that there's a danger in continually thinking of terms of race and gender. And this fellow argues, as many people do, until we learn to use the language of American freedom as a way that embraces us all, we're going to continue to harm the country. What he's talking about, I think, is this kind of charge of divisiveness, that when you constantly talk about race, when you constantly talk about discrimination, that you're really dividing us, not uniting us. What's your answer to
Well,
that kind of
I don't agree
criticism?
with that. I think it's poppycock. Frankly, like an old ad I saw about Band-Aid being skin color, and the Band-Aid was white.
Yeah.
And black man says, "This is skin color." You can ignore it, but you can't make it go away. If you talk about pilgrim feet, who's in passion, stress, you got to think about American Indians who were here living in their own way before white people came. You can't talk about America without admitting that was slavery and second-class citizenship. You can't really be fair with America without admitting that we grievously mistreated women. I mean, legally, took away their rights and subjected them to all kinds of inhumane treatment. How in the world are you going to deal with America and deal with it? To me, it's the same as saying that on this piece of land, it's flood land, and that when the river overflows, it's going to flow. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about flood all the time. Justice Powell made a statement in one of his famous cases, and I admire him. He said, since race caused the problem, then you got to deal with race to eliminate the problem. If you decide that you were governor of the state of Georgia and the river had overflown its banks and houses had been destroyed, so we're going to help people rebuild homes and we're going to take care of their lost wages, but we're not going to take the flood into account. Well, if the flood caused it, how in the name of God you're going to deal with it without admitting that flood caused it? How can you deal with 9/11? And there's talking now that some people said my son was killed in the attack and the son was nowhere around. You got to deal with people who were affected in the World Trade Tower. So race caused many problems in this country. Gender caused many problems in this country, and you cannot solve it by ignoring it. And to say that to deal with it creates divisiveness, to me, is to try to paste over a serious wound with a little Band-Aid.